my favorite mathematicians, and welcome to our mathematics class once more. Thank you for joining us. My name is Miss Yulita Brown Phillips, and I will be taking you on a journey through mathematics land today. I trust that you boys and girls have been utilizing this opportunity and that you have been making hay while the sun shines. So, before we delve into today's lesson, I have a riddle for you to solve. I am a fraction. I have a big head and a tiny body. Who am I? Did you say improper fraction? You are absolutely correct because an improper fraction is a fraction with a big numerator and a small denominator. So boys and girls, before we delve into the actual lesson, let's do a recap. Do you remember what is a fraction? A fraction is something that shows a part of a whole. It represents or expresses numbers that are less than 1. Isn't it amazing that you can have something to represent a number that is less than 1 or quantities that are less than 1? Now, a fraction is made up of a part and a whole. A fraction has two parts. The bottom number is called the denominator. It shows the total number of equal parts the whole is divided into. The top number, which we call the numerator, tells us the number of parts we are talking about. So let's quickly look at this fraction. 4/7. Which number is the numerator? 4 is the numerator. The number of parts we are talking about. Which number is the denominator? 7 is the denominator. The number of equal parts the whole is divided into. So boys and girls, our topic today is adding fractions with like denominators. When you hear the word like, what comes to your mind? The same. Exact. So first, let us examine some terms that are associated with addition. Some terms in your worded problems, as soon as you see them, you will know that you are required to add. Sum, total, add, altogether, increase, combined, in all. To add fractions with like denominators, we leave the common denominator and add the numerators. We never add the denominators. After working, always examine your answer and check to see if it's in the simplest form. If it isn't, you reduce it to lowest terms, only if it's necessary. We always change improper fractions to mixed numbers. Never leave an improper fraction on your answer line. Always change it to a mixed number. Boys and girls, let's quickly examine 3 examples. Our first example, 1/5 plus 3/5. Do you notice the denominators are the same? Yes, they are like. So we said in the rules previously that we never add the denominators, we only add the numerators and replace the common denominator. So our numerators are 1 and 3. 1 plus 3 equals 4. and that 4 is placed upon 5. 5 is the common denominator. Let's move on to another example. 3/10 plus 1/10. We never add our denominators. We only add our numerators. Our numerators are 3 and 1. 3 and 1 will give us a total of 4. And we replace our common denominator, which in this case is 10. So we have 4/10. But boys and girls, look at that fraction. Take a closer look at it. Is it in its simplest form? No, it isn't. Is it an improper fraction? Is the numerator greater than the denominator? No, it's a proper fraction, but it is not in its simplest form. It can be reduced. So let's reduce the fraction 4/10 to a simpler form. So what number can go into both 4 and 10 without leaving a remainder? Did you say 2? Well, then you are correct. 2 into 4 will give us 2, and 2 into 10 will give us 5. Now we have our answer because it's in the simplest form. So 3/10 plus 1/10 equals 2/5. Let's do the final example. 4/15 plus 13/15. Are our denominators the same? Yes, they are. We never add the denominators. We only add the numerators. What are our numerators? 4 and 13. When 4 and 13 are combined, we get a total of 17. We replace our common denominator, 15. Let's examine that fraction. Can we leave that fraction on the answer line as it is? No, we can't, because it is an improper fraction. Big numerator, small denominator. So, let's change this improper fraction to a mixed number. I'm sure you remember how to convert an improper fraction into a mixed number as we did it in a previous lesson. How many groups of 15 are contained in 17? 1. One group of 15 is contained in 17 with 2 remainder. The quotient becomes the whole number and the remainder becomes the numerator. So our answer is 1 and 2/15. Boys and girls, I trust that you would have understood how to add fractions with like denominators. But you know we never end our class unless you complete an activity. Now here is your activity to complete. Add the fractions below. 4/9 plus 7/9. 5/10 plus 3/10. 5/8 plus 2/8. Boys and girls, take 2 minutes to complete this. And remember to do neat work. Your work says a lot about you. what you have. 4 ninths plus 7 ninths. We know we only add our numerators. 4 plus 7 will give us a sum of 11. And we replace the common denominator, which is 9. Boys and girls, can we write 11 ninths on our answer line? No, we can't. We have to convert 11 ninths to a mixed number since it is an improper fraction. How many groups of 9 can we get from 11? Yes, we can get one group of 9 with 2 remainder. And we know that when we're converting an improper fraction to a mixed number, the quotient becomes the whole number and the remainder becomes the numerator. So our final answer is 1 and 2 ninths. Let's move along to the second one. Boys and girls, if you have that, put a big tick. 5 tenths plus 3 tenths. As usual, we only add our numerators. Our numerators are 5 and 3. 5 plus 3 will give us 8. We replace the common denominator. In this case, it is 10. So we have 8 tenths. Boys and girls, can we put 8 tenths on our answer line? Examine that fraction carefully. No, 8 tenths can be expressed in a simpler form. Let's look at those two numbers and find a number that can divide both of them without leaving a remainder. Did you say 2? Well, that's correct. 2 into 8, 4. 2 into 10, 5. Now we can write our answer on the answer line. So 5 tenths plus 3 tenths equals 4 fifths. Let's work the final one, boys and girls. 5 eighths plus 2 eighths. First thing we do, we add our numerators. 5 plus 2 equals 7. How did we get our denominator? We replaced it because both denominators are the same. So 8 is the common denominator. So 5 eighths plus 2 eighths equals 7 eighths. Boys and girls, you have done excellent work. Ensure that when you are marking, you put a big tick near to your correct answer. It's now trivia time. Do you know that the giant Pacific octopus is the largest known octopus species? The adults usually weigh around 15 kg. Boys and girls, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being so attentive. And thank you for doing neat work. We are about to bring our curtains down, but we can't bring our curtains down. As it's customary, you solve the problem of the day. Our problem of the day reads, an octopus weighs 6/15 kg. After 2 weeks of being in its new home, his weight increased by 4/15 kg. What is its current weight? Boys and girls, take a minute to solve this problem of the day. I am confident that I will only get correct answers because I have the world-renowned problem solvers in my class. what my problem solvers came up with. So we know that the octopus weighed 615 kg. However, after 2 weeks of being in a new place, his weight increased. Maybe he was getting big meals every day. So we want to know what is its current weight. Boys and girls, which word in this problem told you what operation to use? Did you say increased? You are absolutely correct, because initially we identified increase as one of the words associated with addition. So we have to add the old weight plus the new weight to find out how much the octopus weighs now. So we have to add 6/15 kg and 4/15 kg. Our denominators are the same, so we only add our numerators. 6 and 4. 6 plus 4 will give a total of 10. So our answer is 10/15 kg. But boys and girls, look at that answer. Can we write it like that on the answer line? No, we can't write it like that on the answer line. That fraction can be expressed in a simpler form. Look at the two numbers. Can divide both 10 and 15 without leaving a remainder. Did you say 5? Well, that is correct. 5 into 10, 2. 5 into 15, 3. So the octopus's current weight is 2/3 kilograms. Always remember, when you are calculating problems and you have units, ensure your answer are in those very units. In this case, the unit we are calculating is kilograms. So boys and girls, now we can bring the curtains down, but I want to ask you a question. Who is a mathematician? Someone who thinks, someone who calculates, someone who measures, someone who adds, someone who subtracts, someone who multiplies, someone who divides. Who is a mathematician? You are a mathematician. Boys and girls, thank you for joining us. Bye. See you next time.